for getting your pot on. Thank you for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. And looking like a character from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, man.
In his salmon shirt. You look like a conch shell that someone's going to blow.
The shots are being fired
No,
early.
I'm teasing.
I know you are.
There's no shots being fired.
I know you are.
Why would I?
It's my golf shirt.
I like it. It's
Yeah.
a nice color.
It is a nice
Nice color. Look at you, all fancy. You got the cuffs and the lining in the pocket and the. Wow.
It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm wearing a
Did
beautiful
it come with a
sunny
free bowl of gazpacho?
Does it come with its own batteries?
That's nice.
Thank you.
Doug drives Uber and stuff. Schools are letting out now. There are more kids around and things like that. Is business up because of that, or is it?
I'm going to tell you a story.
Oh boy!
Driving to Shore Acres, where I had my golf league on Thursday night. I am at Dewey and English.
Mm-hmm.
I'm parked kitty corner, or I'm in traffic, and I stop probably about a foot or two in the walkway, crosswalk, which you shouldn't. I mean, it's on your written test that you should not. You should back up, but there's nobody. I didn't. So this mother and her 14-year-old daughter are walking across the street, and she starts motherfucking me.
Yeah,
yeah. She's like,
"Well, are you in the crosswalk?"
I'm in driver's seat.
Yeah.
Nothing they couldn't walk around. It weren't in a baby trap. And you gonna back up, you ignorant fuck? Oh, you're not, you fucking piece of shit. Going off on me, takes a water bottle, hits my car. I rolled down my windows. What your fucking problem? What the fuck is wrong with you? You starts going, give me the finger. I go, you little fucking bitch.
Ooh.
Good luck in prison.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Her mother said nothing.
Wait, so what? Hold on. I missed something. The 14-year-old girl did this? The 13-year-old girl? The mother did nothing?
Nothing. Just walked with her. She
yelled all this stuff?
All this stuff, which I'm guessing she's seen on TikTok and all these little videos
probably
out
seen
there.
It with her mom at
Probably
some point.
so.
Wow.
That's...
Good luck in prison.
Yeah.
Well, but it is someone whose boundaries. You broke the law. I can't believe that you would... I
can't believe she hit my car.
I can't believe...
I could have been anybody. I could have had a gun for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I could have stopped and got out and had no decency and just punched her in the face.
Yeah.
I can't believe her mother didn't do anything. Let's just walk around the car. People do make mistakes. You might yell a little bit, but...
Yeah.
So that was my...
It's a bad day for somebody. They just failed their New York State regents or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
that wow. I'm not surprised, I guess, because there's an awful lot of stuff. Like I remember hearing like a little kid go, "I'm going to teach you a lesson," and I'm like, no, that's something that you didn't come up with on your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where it's like learned behavior and stuff. Right.
Now you're learning it from your phone, not your parents.
Well,
not everybody, but
no. I think it's a good thing. I still think that what you see in real life more than even on the phone is what's going to dictate behavior. And I would think that her mother or somebody has done that. And to not even grab the kid and go, pipe down.
Yeah.
I get it. He's in the crosswalk. It's frustrating. We have to walk a little bit.
I wasn't even halfway. I was a quarter.
You think, Doug. I don't know. But I'm just, that's the thing. And you're right. I used to say that the Disney Channel was teaching kids how to be little sarcastic smart mouths, right? All these, they had 24/7 programs aimed at kids.
They still do.
Yes. Yeah. And I haven't watched. But now it's your phone.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
and you can go to anything.
Yeah. Anything and everything. Yeah. Well, I worry about our hyperconnectivity. The amount of communication, the amount of information that we get, that we're able to see. I mean,
to hold a conversation.
Yeah.
With another person.
Right.
And I have friends. My nephew, he's on his phone 24/7.
Yeah.
So, or in a computer, trying to get him into sports or to do anything. And then I have other friends. Their kids are 24, 25, still living at home.
Yep.
It's all right. But they say they go out in public. They have a really hard time just holding a conversation because they're always on. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
because I have kids in all three kind of categories that you're saying.
Yeah.
Like I have that 15-year-old and I have a 23 and 24-year-old. I haven't noticed the inability to hold a conversation. That which is a nice thing.
Well, probably because they see you talking all the time. They have it.
Well, it could be that.
I
mean, that's a very, very thing. I will tell you, like my youngest son, like was talking, but no one talked to him as though he were a baby. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, like, what's that? Say it again. Dude, like you might with the first kid, and trying to play back. Everybody just talked. And he was like speaking full sentences by one and then throwing his sippy cup at 100 miles an hour across the room and pegging his brothers in the back of the head.
Maybe I should hook him up with this girl.
Boom. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Everything has changed. The hyperconnectivity, I mean, as schools let out, there's stories that I don't remember these stories when I was in school, and you were in school in the year of our Lord, 1987 when you graduated, and I graduated in the year of our Lord.
88.
Oh, 88?
Graduated in 90?
89.
89.
Yeah, 89. You were 88?
88.
Oh, I thought you were 87 for some reason.
Yeah. 88.
Yeah. Jeez. It's the salmon, I just figured.
Yes.
No, but there's this woman who was all over the news a while ago. And again, this I would even say an offshoot. The we can public shame, which I'm not sure is necessarily a bad thing, but then I often worry about how the fuck do you survive when everybody everybody you've forgotten about is talking about you in some capacity. And it happens when you do something. Well, it's stupid shit. This woman, Christina Formella, she is a teacher, was a special education teacher outside of Chicago. She had allegedly a long-standing affair with a 15-year-old boy. She married her high school sweetheart in August. I don't think she's been sentenced yet. She's been going, I think it's still in court. But she is facing 55 charges and could get 60 years in prison.
For molesting yeah.
15-year-old. But despite all that, she ended up in the yearbook this year because the charges.
Her picture was horizontal. And Glory Hole Teacher of the Year goes to.
But so I'm looking at this. I go, what a great. That's the greatest thing in the world. You're 20 years later flipping through your yearbook. Go, oh, God.
Remember her?
Yeah, remember her? And she said that she was targeted because she was too good looking. And she is attractive. Uh-huh. I don't know that she married her high school sweetheart in August. Allegedly, this had started last March. I don't know how that's possible. Maybe. But either way, or maybe she married him in August. She's, I think she's 24. 25
and having sex with a 15-year-old.
Well, allegedly. But then there was some stuff they found. I haven't gotten too deep into it. I just remember her saying she was too good looking. But I go, what motivates her? Husband's holding her hand and walking into court every day with her. He's a former college baseball player. So, yeah, but you got to think even his buddies are going, you're fucking insane, man. I'd be out of there. I'd be off. Right? Like,
maybe she's really good in bed. You're just so in love with her. I mean, true love, and what do you?
Yeah, I mean,
when there's by your man, stick by your woman, forgiveness, to have and a hold. So death do you part.
I understand.
Some people are, just saying. Would you?
No,
do it?
I understand.
If my wife comes home and says, "Hey, I'm just to let you know, I'm gonna be going to court." Really? Speeding ticket? No. Did you run a red light? Nope. Park in a handicap space? No. I was fucking a 15-year-old student of mine. Oh. Well.
Accused. Alleged. His mom misread a text and got all bent out of shape. It is weird.
You should not be texting your students, first of all.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, I don't think so either. I agree with that. No. I do agree with that.
Email to the parents?
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, I'm just thinking she's in the yearbook. This is fantastic. I would want her. I would try. That would be the most. I will tell you.
Do you have a picture? I want to see a picture.
I don't. Oh. Her name is Christina Formella. You can look it up. Christina Formella, special education teacher. If you put that in, I'm sure she'll pop up. But I'm thinking that every year they have leftover yearbooks. And they try to sell them, right? They try to sell them before the school year ends. And sometimes people don't buy. I go, somebody's buying all. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody's buying all the
mugshot doesn't do her justice. That's when you want to put her face in the pillow.
Yeah, but I mean, even there, she's not bad looking. It's just, they caught her like coming out at 6 o'clock in the morning on her way to the gym or something. And she's with her husband, and they're going, "You're under arrest." And she's like, "What?
Huh?
What are you talking about?"
You got the wrong girl.
And she says she told him everything, and then they have documents from him going, "First I'm hearing of this." It's like,
yes, deny everything.
Well,
unless he thinks she's the hottest piece of ass this side of the Mississippi, and just totally love the high school cheerleader, prom queen. She's my wife.
What would, even though, like, think about this. Let's say we're the guy in this. What would your family say to you?
My dad?
Yeah. No, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, your dad or anybody,
right.
But just your family, because maybe they really like her. Maybe they think she's wonderful, and they go, "Boy, this is horrible that she's."
Are you hosting Thanksgiving this year, Christina? Let me look at my calendar. My arraignment is the 29th. Yeah. You bring your mashed potatoes again?
I don't know. Okay. Somebody waving to me. Okay. He's got a big saw, like he's going to be cutting limbs off trees. I don't know what he's doing. He's just waving. That's very fun. It is weird though. Like, I don't know how my family would react. Here's the thing. I never want it to be me, but I want to watch. Do you see? This is my dumb brain. Yes. I don't want this to happen to anyone. It's very painful and it's very horrible. But if it were to happen, I would not treat the person, if my sibling and decided to stay with his partner for whatever reason, I would treat them the same all the time. But man, would I be trying to poke the bear? Like,
I know you.
I'd be like, hey, mom. Hey, mom, where are you sitting? Is there a slut section at the table? You know what
I mean? Are you teaching summer school? You gonna be a lifeguard for all the little kiddies? Teach them mouth to mouth.
She was a soccer coach too. And then, Doug, here's another one. Just down in the southern tier, here in our great state of New York, 22-year-old woman is charged after she allegedly sent nude photos to a 14-year-old boy over a period of 3 months. They were alerted after a tip to a school resource officer. Now, I don't know if the kid was showing them and some other kid got scared and told. Yeah. No, I'm saying.
I mean, you have to brag at that age.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Brag.
Yeah. Hey man, you want to see Miss Malazzo?
You want to see your study hall teacher naked? You know what a landing strip is?
She was fired from her position at BOCES, and they have not disclosed what her role was. They don't even want to talk about her. But she got a ticket to come back to court. Like, you get a ticket when you park in the loading zone.
Yeah, now they let everybody go.
Not when you are the loading zone. You know what I mean?
Wow. Just stay up all night right now.
No, I didn't. Wow. I just thought of it now.
Oh, God.
What?
No,
you get a ticket for parking in the loading zone, not being the loading zone.
I got the joke.
Do I need to explain it?
No, you don't.
But did this stuff go on when you were in high school that you knew of?
I don't remember one attractive teacher in high school that I was looking at. Yeah.
Because you go, if this were a guy, I think it would be. I don't know how. I think people would be.
Oh my gosh! Without a doubt, if it was
harsher, wouldn't you?
25-year-old guy with a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they'd want to castrate him.
Yeah, I think the same thing, and I think when
it's a guy. It's a boy.
When I see the 60 charges, I go, boy, that's a lot. She's getting even charged for grooming. Allegedly, there's a grooming charge. I didn't even know that such a thing existed. But not grooming there. Hey, honey, let me see what's good.
She was cutting his hair.
Yeah.
She didn't have a license to cut hair. I mean, you're throwing the book at her. Yeah, all right.
But when I hear 60 charges,
I
look at the woman, I go, I think to myself, is that necessary? If it were a guy, I would go, yeah, fucking it's a dickhead.
I mean, yeah,
get him. And why is that? What is that societal
conditioning? Not equality. We should be protesting.
Well, but it is equality because she's getting 60 charges.
Right.
What I'm saying is, personally, I look at it and go, that seems a little harsh. I'm going, if a guy got it, I'd be like, well, can't you get more?
Hang him.
You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
Why is that in just our public perception? Because you're right. It is equality. They probably got every charge. 60 charges? That's a ton.
Whatever. is portrayed on TV and movies and quality, like I said, it's still the man of the house. The man, man should be making the decisions. The man's bringing home the bacon.
Yeah.
It isn't obviously true this year or this day and age. There's dinks, double income, no kids, or but it's still the man that you should know as a man. Don't you know right from wrong as a man?
Yes.
Don't you know that you shouldn't do that?
Yes. And
then the woman gets discriminated about because she's an airhead, she's a ditz, and said oop, and you're like, oh, she's a woman. Yeah. But that's bad too.
Yes, it is.
Bill Burr jokes about that.
Yes.
And he's filling up stadiums. And I joke, I bust my sister's balls, Kelly, a lot.
Why?
Just because it's easy to do and it's fun. Well, she knows I love her, but just I forget what it was. We had a good Father's Day. I hosted. My sisters were there. Their stepmother, my stepmother Kathy, my dad, obviously. I forget what I was busting her balls about, but something. It usually happens.
But
I'll find something
like a ditzy type thing, or a woman.
She'll ask a question, and I'll be like,
"Typical woman."
Here comes that softball for a home run, Cal. Yeah,
but it is weird, and I go, boy, if it were a guy, and then I try to think back. I knew a man who went to my church and was caught on the side of a road having sex with an underage girl, a student of his, that he had. I don't know what her home life was, but he was driving her home or this or that. Something happened. He went away to prison for a while.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Okay. Got it. But I don't remember this stuff going on. And then I will hear a lot of the girls, and I've even heard male gym teachers say to me, like, the girls can get kind of flirty in high school, and like they'll come up and look over your shoulder and kind of press, and you have to go personal space, that sort of thing. You really got to draw boundaries, because especially today,
they're watching dirty stuff on their phone.
And I think there's also
it's not finding your dad's Playboy down to the workshop and sneaking down when
it's way worse.
It is definitely way worse.
I will say that it's way worse, and I do think that
one of the things I have said many times is they should anything with pornographic or sex or even nudity instead of .com should be .sex, and you can block it on every device. You're doing what you can. Now you go to school, and Eddie Haskell, he's like, hey, you want to take a look at this? Well, I can't get in my phone. Well, I can. Take a look. And then you get interested, and you want to see a little bit more. And that's the problem. Kids are getting too much information with what they don't know what to do with.
I think that sometimes sex is portrayed wrong in porn and things.
Oh, without a doubt. Nobody's going 45 minutes with two girls. I mean,
do you know what I'm saying?
I don't even drive two girls 45 minutes in Uber, let alone whipping my big snake out. That ain't gonna happen. And when you remember the first time, I think I was 17.
Yeah. No.
A couple pumps, and you're like, oh my God, that's it. And you're like, here's reality.
Yeah.
And
right.
You have to.
I don't know.
And then you learn,
You do.
And you have the good 20s, 30s, even 40s, and then
see that
50.
That's the thing, is like sometimes I think they're even trying to, I think in Australia, and I think people will really mock this.
About down under.
Yeah. I think people would mock this, but I know that they're starting to do something called nature deficit disorder, meaning that you're on your fucking phone too much. You need to put that shit down and go take a walk in a park, and get back to just being. And as silly, I mean, I guarantee that if that ever hit in the United States, we'd be like, oh, look at all these softy lefties. And I'm going, hang on a second. There may be some truth to it, because as you said, your nephew's 24/7. My son is 24/7. I hear the phone on when he's in the shower. He's looking at it all the time. If he's not talking to a friend on the phone, he's playing a game. He's looking at videos. It is in his hand always. My goal, I think, for the next year will be to, how can I transition that slightly? How can I help you figure out that your well-being and mental health needs to come from within you and not outside of you? How do I help you build real self-esteem by accomplishing stuff instead of always consuming stuff?
You play 1 hour of basketball, you can have your phone for 1 hour.
Yeah.
You go take a 1 hour walk.
Right.
You get 1 hour. So
you got it. And it's a tough thing, right? You can I feel like you can do that
Because you're
As you
you're
get
like,
older.
what am I missing? What am I missing?
Mhm.
I'm not in on.
Right, but there's
And
a lot
you're
of
really
times
missing what life,
the world,
Yeah.
what is meant to be.
Yes.
I do think that as much as we need human connection, that's not real human connection.
No.
We also need stillness a little bit just to kind of mellow out.
Yeah.
Nothing, that's it.
Decompress.
We'll take a moment. Did you have something you want to say?
I was just going to say one thing that I know is lost a lot too is game night and kids playing games.
It's a very good point.
Gin rummy. I mean, I grew up with my grandmother babysitting. By 4 or 5, I knew gin rummy, backgammon, chess.
Yeah.
And I ended up learning poker and pinochle, hearts, and taboo and Pictionary, and just love game nights. Just that interaction.
We tried game nights when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And my dad would make fun of me as with Candyland. And he'd go, "What?" You would get like cherry pits or something. You had to go all the way back, and he'd go. And I got so mad at 5 years old that I flipped the fucking board and stormed out of the room. And that ended game night.
Game night. We had game night Wednesday. Took my dad to bingo.
Oh,
yeah.
How'd he do?
We didn't win.
Oh.
He was down to one number twice.
We will take a moment here, but someone came up and talked to me about Dougie Fresh. Said they saw him on a dating app. We'll get to that right after this.
Which one? our love was meant to be. The kind of love that lasts forever. Karate Kid 2. What's going on?
I don't know.
You little Viagra for your music?
I don't know what happened.
That is really weird,
Doesn't it?
like your old 8-track.
No, it was very strange.
Yeah. This isn't Bryan Adams, is it?
No, it's Chicago. Yeah, this was slow dance in the high school gym, right?
Back in the day, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I was. Somebody came up to me yesterday and said, "I see your friend Doug on the dating app Hinge," and I go, "Have you hit him?" And they go, "No." I go, well, "What are you telling me for? Go get Dougie."
Hinge is a dating app.
I don't know any of these.
My niece told me to join. She met her not fiance, but they've been together 6 years.
Okay.
Actually, it's funny. We're going to the Miami Dolphins Bills game.
Okay.
She's gonna be in town. She lives in Austin, Texas. Marissa. And
she told you to get on Hinge?
Yeah.
What is Hinge?
It's just another dating app, and you try to select a certain area that you. And this is like last year. That's why I think dating apps keep your picture, just so you.
Yeah, I'm sure you come up in that area of people. Like, I'm looking for people within a 5-mile radius of where I am. Yeah. And there's Doug. Hey,
on stage at the Iron Smoke with the Bill Moran Funny Show.
Oh, is that what it is?
I thought that was it. Maybe I think I put it up. This is a year or maybe 2 years ago. You know what? It'll be over a year. Because I remember it was at my old place down in Charlotte.
Okay. So, but no luck on Hinge.
No,
Do you even try with these things?
Not really.
Like, I don't know what trying.
I think I get on them just to see if I see anybody I know.
Oh, okay.
And a couple times I have.
Yeah.
And just, but then it gets depressing. You're on there a few days and nobody's liking you. And you're like, I'm a fucking loser. I'm going to go do Billified again.
Yeah. Well, see, okay. Because I was
going
to.
What I mean?
What surprised you most about like the dating experience? Is there anything?
Yeah. Every woman, please have a sense of humor. Looking for a guy with a sense of humor. Oh, I love to laugh. Please have a sense of humor. I'm like, I do stand up. I show pictures of stand up. And I'm like, that doesn't even get a nibble. I'm like, I'm on a stage with a mic on my hand. This is not a joke. And then some women have said, I read your bio. Can I write your bio? This was years ago.
A woman said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You need a woman's touch. But then I have.
Did you have a woman do it?
No, I'm just like, no, if they don't like me for what I'm writing,
Well, there is a sales hook to everything in life. I give you that. I mean, you know that. You have the gift of gab. I
think I'm better in person.
Okay. Yeah.
I've seen things on that dating sites as well. I'm better in person. I'm just here,
sure.
Text me if I like your smile, write you back or something. But I have a friend that was getting divorced, and he got on Hinge, and right away he started dating somebody else. Like,
what does that feel like?
Huh? I had joked about him. You're going to be married again before I have a girlfriend. And
do you feel like dating apps are designed? I mean, I know they have them designed for we are of the age that would be considered seniors now.
Silver seniors.
Well, there is that kind of stuff. Or is it a younger person's game? Because I also think, like, you hear about, I will say this. I have no, and I don't mean this in any pompous or any way of sounding superior. I don't know about the dating apps. I never had the courage to go on them, to be quite honest with you. I didn't have it because, much like you said, if you don't get bites, then there you go. And if you do get bites, do you feel like you're being forced into a situation you don't necessarily want to be in? And I don't like hurting people's feelings and stuff. And honestly, I just never had the courage, and I don't feel like great about myself either. But again, better in person.
Well, there's Tinder, there's Bumble, those are the two popular ones, and Plenty of Fish, which are quote unquote hookup sites.
Yes.
And I have talked to women that are on them, and right away the guy's like, you want to get together and fuck, you want to see a dick pic, or what are you thinking about? They want to get right to it, and most women do not. And the women that do, now I've Ubered dates and I've bartended dates that have been on.
From a dating app.
From dating
apps. What is that like to see?
I took a guy kind of jacked up, shorter than you, but
muscular guy.
Yes. And I go, hey, what do you got planned? He goes, I'm just going over to this girl's house to kick it. I'm like, just like that? He goes, yeah, she found me on Bumble, and we're gonna have a couple drinks and see what happens. And I go, wow, just like that. I go, you're my new hero. He goes, well, I work out a lot in the gym, personal trainer, and I post a lot of pictures of my body.
Yeah.
So you have that instant connection.
Right.
This is what I want, and it might be
there's a ride. I'd
shallow,
like to ride.
But you were attracted to, a body type.
Why don't you put pictures?
Why? They wouldn't fit on the screen. I'm so fucking fat. Why do you think I'm wearing salmon so nobody looks at my belly? I like
a
color.
fish about to spawn.
You don't think I can make it upstream, right? I'm waiting for a big old grizzly bear.
Why are all those bubbles coming out of that stream? That's one fat fucking salmon.
We catch him. We'll eat till November.
Oh, we're eating good tonight, kids.
Get the butter.
Okay, that's interesting.
I also bartended a couple having their first get together.
Yeah,
I think this was a Whiskey River last year.
How was that? Is that awkward to watch?
No, I kept my distance.
Sure,
and,
but I would just. But I'd be curious.
Well, the girl showed up first. I remember this. The girl showed up first. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Oh, I'm just waiting for somebody. I'm like, a friend or? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, is this the first date? She goes, how do you know? I'm like, well, just gotta get off.
Yeah.
I'm like, so we talked a couple times. No, I'm asking just a couple. Yeah, we talked a couple times. It seemed, so we're social setting. I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, I'll be down here. I'm like, if something, if you want my number in case it doesn't go well, I'll text you.
Yeah.
Give me your number. I'll text you like, hey, this is Becky. Can you come? My dog's sick. Yeah.
Look at you.
Because sometimes girls need it out.
Yes. Well, they usually have that set up now.
You want to hear something stupid?
What?
Stupid funny. And I don't usually use the stupid S word because I don't think it's stupid. How much Chinese do you think he's picking up? I feel better about myself already.
He's picking up a salmon punch.
I met an old friend of mine. This is 8-9 years ago. So I didn't know how it was going to go. I met her out, and I told my buddy, hey, if she's crazy, I hadn't seen her in a long time, I'll text you, and then you text me back.
Right.
So I went to the bathroom, and I'm like, hey, you don't have to worry about texting me. Things are going good, and I'll tell you later how the date went. And then I sat down and I accidentally texted that to her.
Oh, you're shitting me! Wow!
No. Wow! Like, well, I told her.
What did she say?
She laughed, and
but maybe that made her feel good because you said the date was going well.
Look, I don't date, and even to have a like this.
But did she have an out too? It's like the Pina Colada song for losers.
Yeah, right. I was tired of baby.
I was worried about my first date.
So that was.
I had my backup plan.
So that was interesting. I forgot about that for a while.
Yeah,
I can.
But how did the first date that you observed go?
I don't know. I didn't get any feedback.
Yeah, but I mean, could you can tell by body language and stuff sometimes?
Yeah, I poured him a drink and I just come back down and say, hey, everybody good? How we doing?
Yeah,
good. Yeah. Fun? All right. Right down there.
Yeah.
And then years ago, another bar, guy came in with a girl and got to joking around, this, that, and the other thing. I come back in on my day off. You go up, he's there with
a different chick,
a different girl.
At the same bar?
At the same bar.
You're an idiot.
They were from Fairport.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm like, and she went to the bathroom, like, dude, aren't you playing a little close at Chester? And he's like, no, they both live in Fairport, so they're not going to come down to Charlotte. Yeah, they're not going to randomly come in. I'm not going to get caught. I'm like, dude, you're smart. Just going to buy you a shot. I'm like, you're damn right you're buying me a shot. Probably buying me too. Thanks for being cool. I'm like, of course. Of course, I'm not blowing anybody's cover. I'm not like that.
You're like, hey, what happened to that really cute girl you were with last week?
Yeah. I did do that to a buddy.
Oh, yeah. God, why?
Because he came in drunk with this woman, and oh gosh, it was hilarious. Short hair. She worked at a radio station. I can't remember. This was another 10 years ago, and they're both schnobbered. And I don't want to say his name. Well, it doesn't matter. But Brad.
Yeah.
And he goes, "This is so and so." I'm like, "Oh, so glad to meet you. You are so prettier than the girl he had in here last week."
Oh, but that's funny.
Yes, and he started laughing.
That's funny.
And she was a little ditzy.
Yeah.
And I just kept kind of grinding the situation.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then he was in a few days later with another one, but he didn't care.
No,
he was all around town kind of guy,
making it happen.
Yeah, he's just easygoing, fun to be with, kind of guy. So, like you.
What do you? Yeah, I'm all around town.
You're all right.
I'm all around.
How is
town.
McCall race? Have you been over there lately?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, good.
I was there for a few minutes last night.
Just a few minutes.
Yep.
Just to drop off some paperwork.
No, to pick up my kid was meeting me there, and then, but no. I mean, it's never an easy time for me there.
Right.
I always fall into.
You always get that hook.
I always fall into the Guinness River as a salmon, swimming upstream. You know, it happens from time to time.
Next thing you wake up, you're mounted over some woman's fireplace. Like, yeah, I bagged him last night. Wow, that's a big one, Teresa. Yeah, he didn't put up much of a struggle. You would have thought for that. What you have, 50-pound test line? Yeah, something like that. I had Guinness at home, and it was closing time, and he wanted to keep drinking. So
losing time. Well, speaking of the dating thing, the competition, I think, and I'm not exactly sure, but I think that Mark was going to go on a date this weekend with Mallory.
Now I listened to. Yes. Have you talked about this since last Monday?
So apparently, because no, I have not.
So apparently, well, I got on watching the show. I was doing some housework, whatever, and apparently one of your listeners wrote in saying she would go on a date with Mark Hillman and with Dougie Fresh.
Yes.
So obviously I kept watching the
episode.
So
she came in.
She came in
here. Mark seemed uncomfortable. But then something changed over the past couple of days, and it's like a group text sort of thing with that I'm in with him and Kevin and others. I don't create these, but
I'm not in that group.
No. And
I'm always the last one picked for dodgeball too.
Oh, buddy,
I'm so fat. I'm taking it out right away. You can't miss this shirt. Stop. It makes me feel self-conscious.
So I guess he said, yeah, but then she had given her number to him on a piece of paper, and he lost it.
Of course he did.
And he said, "I'm dead serious." So I think that the numbers were exchanged, and I'm not sure where it goes from there. I'm not sure. But there may be something this weekend. I don't really know. So then,
now, am I supposed to get in touch with this girl after this, or do you guys have a plan? Or are you gonna?
Yeah, there's no
plan.
No, okay. I mean, come on, it's Billified. We haven't really thought of anything.
Exactly.
But I don't know, because like everybody sort of ran with it, and I always get a little like, what if it goes terribly wrong? I mean, I don't know. So,
just like Love Connection.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think that it might. I don't know. I don't know how it will go.
Okay.
But I will let you know.
Because I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And then if she says, "Well, now it's on to Doug," I don't want to hear what he did. And then,
well, don't listen.
I don't really.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. But don't listen. Don't even like you did the last time when she comes in. Don't say anything. But Mallory, yeah. What I think would be great is to not have her say anything. Just let Mark maybe tell how he thought it went, and then let you go on the date, let you talk about how you thought it went, and then for her to come in and then see how that went, and maybe we just sort of drag it out over a couple episodes. I don't know. Well, that is sort of my brain. I've had so many, like just life keeps coming at you in so many different directions. So I've been kind of running and doing that, but I think it'll be interesting. I mean, who knows? He might surprise you.
He might.
Yeah, he's a sleeper. I think he's a sleeper. I actually picked him to win because I thought
we were winning now.
Yeah, well,
winning and losers.
I was gonna say,
somebody gets picked for a second date.
Would Doug try too hard with it, like the jokes and the stuff? And I don't know. Would that be a turnoff? I'm not sure. Or would that be appreciated? Can't tell.
Kind of like when you're fishing for salmon, you got to feel it out and see
where
to drop your line.
That's right. Drop that line. Get that fly right in there. That's the perfect thing. It is strange. As we're talking about like relationships and things, how have your friendships changed over the years? Have you had friendships that sort of kind of like they run their course, they kind of fizzle out? You don't really stay in touch with somebody, and then
yeah, that is true. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah,
definitely. My close friends from high school, wrestling buddies. You
all stayed together.
There's a couple, and I'm kind of the glue that keeps that together.
Yeah.
We'll try to get together once, twice a year. That's tough. But they both had one had 4 kids, one had 3.
Yeah,
I was living with my one buddy. They had a huge house on Seneca Parkway, and they had extra room, so I just stayed there instead of getting an apartment and loved the kids.
Yeah,
and got to see your buddy. And
so you were like Uncle Charlie of my 3 sons.
Yeah, sort of like Uncle Doug. Yeah,
I love it.
And I take him around and do stuff with him.
It's Uncle Jesse from Full House.
Yeah, that's more what it was like. Yeah, but I don't regret that at all. And I even snuck women in the house.
Really?
Oh yeah. I lived upstairs, lived downstairs. They'd be gone for vacations. House is mine.
Yeah.
But even when they were there,
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Want to come back?
You just got to be quiet.
Yeah, the kids.
Are you a screamer? I'll be quiet. Can you be quiet? Yeah. All right. What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
You've never done anything like that in your entire life?
No, because
You've never rolled over to your wife and said, "Where are the kids?"
You
must have.
Probably, yes. Yes.
You wake up with you're pitching a tent and you're like, the kids still sleeping? Are they watching cartoons?
Yep.
Can I have a little something? All right, can you make it quick? Yeah. I'm fucking jerking off now. But friends live with friends, and it wasn't uncommon. If you're moving into a place, or you need especially if you're going through a divorce.
Right.
And now you need first month, last month. It references, you might just stay with a buddy and put your shit into a storage area.
Yep.
And that's when you just store, you're only going to be here a month. Yeah. 1 month. And then it's 2 months. And I've had friends like that too, or not friends, patrons, bartending, a couple of years ago, guy got kicked out of his house, moved into this other guy's that he drank with.
Yeah.
And that went a little longer,
Yeah, a couple.
Well, I try to be a good friend. I told him a month, turned into 2. Now he's going to find a place, or I'm going to find him a place. And if I don't, he's just, because you want your privacy, It's one thing to help out a friend, and not exactly being taken advantage of.
Right.
But, are you trying that hard to get a place? If you see him on his PlayStation and he's not, I was at apartment hunting going, oh, it's good.
Oh, it's great.
You want to play Nintendo? Yeah, no.
That busted
You want to
my
play
ass.
Madden 95 or whatever? Yeah, no.
Madden 95.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little retro game.
Or living out in California. I always had a roommate.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes 2.
Well,
it was a 1 bedroom. One guy had the couch, one guy had the bedroom, one had the blow up.
What did you have?
I had a blow up next to the computer in case I wanted to write at night.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I was more of a night owl, real night owl.
Yeah.
Writing till 2 or 3. And if I was writing, I just kept going until I just got so tired if the juices were flowing.
Yeah.
Which I should have been writing comedy, hindsight, but maybe not. You ever look back like, if I wouldn't done that? I don't say that because I'm happy with my life, friends, and family.
I don't.
And you can't change it, so that's one of the things.
You can't regret. Well, all right. Why don't we take a moment? Can you reinvent?
Can you get that time back? Or
no, can you reinvent yourself and do the things that you wanted to do, to pursue the dream? Can you do it? Do you have another act? Is there a point where there's another act? And I think the answer to that is yes, but we'll talk a little bit about it with the screenwriter. That's another thing I forget to put on your
screenwriter
title. Yes. Yeah, when I bring you in, I always go, former strip club DJ, Uber driver, comedian.
20 years. 20 years since Night of the Cat's been filmed this month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Wow. Most depressing things ever happened. No, that's, wow. That's something.
I should get the cast in here next. Oh, I won't be here next Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll talk about that and more.
All right. Right after this.
Help. All right, you lucky dogs, it is Saturday afternoon. You got the one, the only, the hip-shaking, money-making, tower power man of the hour. 24/7, the one your mother warned you about. Dougie Fresh in the house with my main man to the right. Can you get a little, ow, absolutely, the PM. I'm not talking about bowel movement. I'm talking about the Admiral of the Airwaves, Mr. Bill Moran. Super cars, fine hotels, and big cigars.
I want video of you at that concert.
No video. No video. No.
I want video
Yeah.
of you from that concert. I want to see you do an air guitar.
All
dancing.
night long, just bouncing up and down. One beer after the other, dirty martinis, $300 bar bill.
Yeah, baby. That's called living.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, man. I'm going to have a dirty martini later.
Yeah?
Yeah. My friend's turning 50.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so.
What's her name?
Kristen.
Oh, how do I know?
Kristen McGrath.
All right. Very nice.
We went to it.
Well, happy birthday.
We went to, speaking of AC/DC, I got razzed about this probably 10 years ago. We went to an Air Supply concert. Me, Christine, and Chris English, who's a friend and a helper of my breast cancer fundraiser. My buddies got wind of this.
Lost in love.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I knew I was wrong. Believing it's so hard.
How great was the concert?
Listen,
I'm
my
serious.
buddies busted my balls.
I'm sure
so
they did.
bad.
I would have.
I went to share with friends. I got my balls busted, but Air Supply was a whole different level.
Okay.
And I'm like, look, what is your problem with Air Supply? Okay, not a guy. I go, I have 3 sisters. In the 80s, if you're playing something on your record player, you didn't have these fucking headphones.
No, you didn't. You heard
the
it.
whole house is hearing it.
Yeah.
So I know Air Supply songs. I know every song to Grease, Little House on the Prairie.
But what was the Air Supply show like?
After 15 fireballs that Chris snuck in, we almost got in a fight, believe it or not.
Why?
So, like, where do you want to go? We're drinking the whole way out there, drinking, gambling. Chris has brought in a whole bunch of little fireballs, so I'm just grabbing, going to the bathroom, doing shots. Let's go to the second level. There's a handicap area, and you're around where everybody goes down to sit. So you're out of everybody's way, and you get to look down on the band, and there's a big screen right there. So you just, I like it. That's what I like to say. So there's nobody in the handicap. So Chris and Christine are sitting there, and literally this guy rolls up in his wheelchair.
You almost got in a fight with a handicap guy.
And she starts yelling at Chris and Christine.
The woman?
Yeah. We have all these seats. They're all ours. I'm like, okay. And I'm not thinking about it. I'm drunk. And they go get a security guard. And the security guard comes over, and Chris picks up the lady's purse to give it to her because she dropped it. And she fucking snatched it out of her hand. And I'm like, hold on a second. I'm like, whoa. So that fucking bit, I'm like, all right, I look, I don't know what's going on.
Whoops. I got 2 things happening. Sorry.
So security, and it wasn't security. It was somebody that was affiliated with the band.
Yeah.
So he didn't know what was going on. So he leaves. We're still standing about 10 feet away. Guy rolls up to me. He goes, bud, this is Candyman. This is an Air Supply.
All right, my little children, gather around. Those groovy handicapped are here. So tell me, babe, what kind of handicap do you have?
Well, I had a motorcycle, but it cost me an arm and a leg.
Yes, I can see that. Pretty groovy appliance. I bet the ladies dig it. I bet. Who goes in the bathroom? Grabs the biggest stall. A handy metal railing so they don't slip in the bowl. The handicapped. Oh, the handicap can.
I can top it. You know
This
why?
is the late Bob Rivers, who died just a couple months ago. Yeah.
You go to porn sites and they have a little search engine, and you can put amputated.
Stop.
You think I'm making this up?
No, I'm not. No,
Right.
you're not. But you do.
There's a reason they call it lefty. So I just like bored one night, and they have this porn movie of amputees, and all these women are on. They either got their right arm or right arm gone, and it's all about construction workers. And the movie's called Lefty Loosey Righty Tighty. And,
No, it's
yeah,
not.
I'm like,
Oh my God.
You can look it up after. So
no, I'm not.
The
going
guy at
to.
the Air Supply concert rolls up to me and he goes, "Look, buddy, I'm sorry. I bought all the handicap seats."
Yeah.
He goes, "I just wanted the whole area for me and my daughter. I'm gonna die in about 2 months." This is not a joke.
Yeah. No, I know.
I go. I'm sorry. He goes, "I didn't mean to. This kind of got out of hand. I didn't think anybody was sitting there." I'm like, "Buddy," I'm like, "enjoy it out with your daughter." I'm like, "It's fine." I'm like, "You're in a worse spot than God bless you. Enjoy the last couple months of your life." And Chris goes, "Well, why the fuck didn't he tell me that?" I found her purse. I'm like, maybe he just wanted man to man. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The guy's gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
We're at Air Supply. We're hammered.
Yeah.
One of the greatest concerts I ever been to.
I would think it. I
After
kind of
all
think.
that,
I know it sounds
we were
stupid,
yeah.
but I think that would be a fun show to see. Like you have to be. That's the gift of being older. You can see things for what they really are instead of being afraid to be seen at Air Supply. I'll never go to Air Supply. You can go and go, yeah, man, I love that fucking music. You can be your authentic self, more so older, and it's too bad.
You relive a little youth. My sister was there with her husband, and she loved it, and to see her with that love, having a great time.
Sure,
I'm like. Great. Awesome. I'm glad you're smiling.
Yeah. I think that's
would we go again? They're at Fallsview Casino. Am I gonna go to the strip club beforehand? Probably. am I gonna buy 5% beer and drink it before the show? Probably. Am I gonna go back to the strip club afterwards? Probably. Okay. And I can say, hey, I saw a big pair of titties, I saw Air Supply, I got drunk. A fucking great weekend. Exactly. What's wrong with that?
Doug.
I'm dancing with Ginger, Simone, Tatiana, Courtney, Mary, Chastity.
Wow.
I'm all out of love. I'm all out of money. Can I have a free lap dance? I knew I was wrong. Not telling you I was so broke.
Here's the story of the exploding whale.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the news story.
It had to be said, the Oregon State Highway Division not only had a whale of a problem on its hands, it had a stinking whale of a problem.
Stinky whale.
What to do with one 45-foot, 8-ton whale dead on arrival on the beach near Florence?
It had been so long since a whale had washed up in Lane County, nobody could remember how to get rid of one. In selecting its battle plan, the Highway Division decided the carcass couldn't be buried because it might soon be uncovered. It couldn't be cut up and then buried because nobody wanted to cut it up, and it couldn't be burned. So dynamite it was, some 20 cases or a half ton of it.
When in doubt,
the hope was
no dynamite.
Somebody's
watching the news and then reruns of Good Times, and they saw dynamite. Goes, Martha, call the number. I got I figured it out. I know what we're gonna do.
Ready. We asked George.
Hey, Bill. Yeah, Bob. Hey, my garage door doesn't open. Get some dynamite. We're going to fix that fucker.
The only thing is, we're not sure just exactly how much explosives it'll take to disintegrate this thing, so the scavengers, seagulls, and crabs and whatnot can clean it up.
Is there any chance it might be more than a one-day
Leave it to the seagulls and crabs.
If there's any large chunks left, and we may have to do some other cleanup, possibly set another charge.
The dynamite was buried primarily on the leeward side of the big mammal, so as most of the remains would be blown toward the sea. About 75 bystanders, most of them residents who had first found the whale to be an object of curiosity before they tired of its smell, were moved back a quarter of a mile away.
Quarter of a mile.
Was covered with spectators and landlubber newsmen, shortly to become land blubber newsmen.
Yeah, for the sound alone.
Blasted blubber beyond all believable bounds.
You ever
watch this? 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Get ready, Doug. Hang on. 2, 1. Okay. This thing fucking explodes. People are getting pelted. Here comes pieces of it. Look out.
Our cameras stopped rolling immediately after the blast. The humor of the entire situation suddenly gave way to a run for survival as huge chunks of whale blubber fell everywhere. Pieces of meat passed high over our heads while others were falling at our feet. The dunes were rapidly evacuated as spectators escaped both the falling debris and the overwhelming smell.
Man, somebody's
a
car
parked
got
car
destroyed.
over a quarter of a mile from the blast site was the target of one large chunk.
Just landed
the
right on the
passenger
roof.
compartment literally smashed.
Yep.
Fortunately, no human was hit as badly as the car. However, everyone on the scene was covered with small particles of dead whale.
There you go. There you go. Free Willy.
Oh, God, that was one of my favorite news stories. I think it was 1982 when the story. No, it says November 12th, 1970. My bad.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know why I thought
The year
the
I was
80s.
born.
Yeah.
I was 4 months old.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Boom.
Oh, God, that's terrible. As I'm going through and cleaning out, maybe you saw this when you moved too. We waste money on fucking dumb shit all the time. And I was just talking to somebody. They're like, "Oh yeah, man, I went down a YouTube binge once of getting healthy, and I bought all this stuff. Guess where it is? In the box, in the closet."
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, and I go,
I will not do that.
No,
it's very easy to work out at home, which we don't do.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like we just spend money on dumb shit. I love. My aunt ran up QVC. I've never even bought it.
You know what the greatest scam is? I'm sorry, I was just talking to somebody the other day. Goodwill.
Why?
You're getting stuff donated.
Yeah,
and they're selling it.
Yeah,
they have all they're doing is paying employees and rent.
Yeah,
they're getting their shit for free.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
No, but I like it.
I love Goodwill too, so I can go buy other people's shit. I do find little knicknacks. I find baskets for my breast cancer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think it's great too for people who.
But I mean, just think about the cons.
Yes.
I wish I would have. If there was one idea, I wish
you could
have done
was Goodwill.
Goodwill,
yeah,
yes,
because you donate your stuff.
Yep.
Right, and I'll tell you what, you sometimes feel better when you donate your stuff.
You
feel better when you clean your shit out. But I have like a stack of jeans that I can't get past the beginning of the cheeks of my ass because I put on weight and I can't, and I keep going, I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna fit in these.
Yeah, I have an old shirt like that, an old gray shirt. I thought used to look good. And
and so
yeah.
I put on shorts today. I go, well, I'm not wearing these.
Yeah. I debated on this if it's too tight fitting. You can tell me if it is.
If that's too tight fitting, no, that's fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because you know what? Because I ordered a triple XL and that came in the mail day. I'm like, no, I'll go with a double XL and I'll just be comfortable myself. Part of life is being comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
So when I go to that birthday party today, this is coming off. I'll put the 3X on.
You are? Okay. All right.
Speaking of 3X.
Easy.
How much dynamite you think I need to blow her up? You want particles on your face?
God. See, again, we're so
right.
You know,
you think you get tired of that smell?
Every week, he goes, boom, goes to dynamite.
Boom goes to dynamite. Well, I don't want to chop her up, and I don't want to bury her. I'll let the seagulls and the crabs take care of the rest.
I have a friend who worked in the bomb squad from Monroe County, and I think another friend of him goes, "Hey, man, can you get me some dynamite?" And he goes, "What? No." He goes, "Can't you just sign out some dynamite for me?" "What? Why?" He goes, "Because I want to get some stumps removed from my yard." He goes, "No, you don't. You want to remove your neighbor."
Yeah, no shit.
What the fuck are you doing with dynamite?
Yeah.
If you knew someone had dynamite, don't you question like, hey, whoa, what's going on here?
I question people that don't take care of their dogs or without a leash, just that.
Yeah.
You know, because that's dangerous. And I've had a friend's granddaughter tagged by a pit bull.
Yeah.
And it was years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God plastic surgery fixed everything. But even that, just being a responsible dog owner. And I love dogs. Don't get me wrong. But
I get that. A lot of people are. But I'm saying,
but like, dynamite?
If you had a friend who goes, hey, Doug, I got a couple sticks of dynamite if you want it. What the fuck are we doing with this?
You got that $20 you owe me?
What are we doing with that?
Right. Like, what are you doing with
I think years ago,
fishing?
When I was a kid, I remember like the house shook a little bit. And my father yelled, "Did you jump out of the loft again?" Because I used to leap out of the loft down. It was like a good 8-9 feet. And the whole house would kind of shake when you did that. And I was like, no, I wasn't even in that end of the house. Somebody was building a home, and I think they got dynamite. I think
for a rock.
No, and and blew themselves up in the house.
Suicide?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But blew up the whole thing, and it was so bad. Like, we were 4 or 5 miles away. It shook.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just watching this whale. No wonder a quarter mile. I have no idea, but yeah.
Nitroglycerin here. Remember that? See movies or it's in TV shows
Yeah.
That was for drilling through mountains for the railroad.
Right.
Years ago.
Right.
That's kind of an oops, we made this great thing that we can use to blow up, and if it gets too hot or shakes. It's in old time movies.
Nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
I do remember a little bit. I think why do I think I've done something with nitroglycerin on a small level?
I hope so.
I thought there was some kind of
your fingers and toes.
I don't know. Oh. Yeah, I can still do math.
Yeah.
So yes, 1, 2, take away 3. It's the sort of thing. So Dougie's got a big birthday party tonight, and
then I'm picking up somebody from the airport, a friend of mine.
Today?
Yeah.
Who's going to the party as well?
No.
Coming in for the party?
No, coming in from Dallas.
Oh.
They just called me to Uber them. So
I'm
going to pick up.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home. I'm going to pick up
deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs, yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
36 deviled eggs steak.
Uh-huh.
Be responsible, not drink.
Yeah.
Go pick my friend up from the airport, drop him off, go home, then Uber there.
Oh, you're going back to the party.
Yeah.
For Act 2 with Dougie Fresh.
2, yeah. And then have a few cocktails.
Yeah, a few cocktails. That's smart.
And
and here's a great
I checked
thing.
it the day before I left. It's only $13 from my house. So it's $26 compared
Round
to
trip.
a $10,000 DWI.
No.
If you
Is that
are
how much it is?
If you're drinking and driving,
You're an idiot.
Yeah. Honestly, just set aside a little budget.
Let me see. This is smart what you're doing. Going to the party, you can see lame, not lame. Does it have a little life in it? Could it turn around? What do I need to do to bring some fun to it? Then you leave, and then you come back in your Elvis suit and you start singing. Oh, wait, that's your dad. Sorry, that's your dad.
Talk about dynamite.
Your dad, by the way, got a somebody said.
Oh, by the way,
Doug Phelps is gold.
Who?
Not Doug Phelps. Dave Phelps is gold when he's on. Excuse me. Gold.
Oh, somebody said that?
Yeah. Texted it.
Kathy? Now, before we left for bingo, Alexis, play this.
John Hyatt?
Yeah, this song. So I go, and Kathy's just kind of shaking her head. I'm like, don't worry. You're going to hear it every night before you go to bed as he finishes his day now. Because what is this? It's a song that Bill ends his
Tennessee Plays.
Yeah, Tennessee Plays. So you're going to hear a lot more, Kathy.
It's a little tribute to Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I know you do.
That's one of my favorite songs. For Dougie Phelps, who's blowing him up.
Boom!
Yeah, it goes Dougie's Dynamite. In his salmon shirt, looking all summery. I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you tomorrow.
It was somewhere in Nevada, cold outside. She was shivering in the dark. While